I'm the president of AGM. I've been with the company since 2013. Prior to that, I worked for several developers in the Washington, D.C. area. And prior to that, I also worked for a lender, a company called Riley Mortgage that was acquired by Wells Fargo. Margaret started the company in 1990. I was in high school. It was out of our house. Desks in bedrooms and fax machines, copy machines in different rooms throughout the house. My experience on the development side, doing asset management and acquisitions for companies in the district helped because I see things from the owner's perspective. And so not always as a lender. And while our interests are usually aligned, sometimes their goals are different, and I think that helps when I'm looking at deals for new clients. In general, the company was doing really well, and it just became obvious that they needed a plan moving forward to provide assurances to the employees, to the customers, that the company is going to continue to be in place and viable moving forward. It's interesting because it's kind of a blank slate in the sense that it's small and we can be nimble, but at the same time, AGM's been around for 30 years and does certain things very well. And so it's not wanting to take us in a completely different direction. We have a group of really loyal clients that we've cultivated over many years, and we've been really successful doing that. So I'm hesitant to say that, we're going to turn into some global financial conglomerate, because that's not really what we want to do. It's not who we are. We like being small. We call ourselves either the biggest small lender or the smallest big lender in the space. We started our own servicing, which was a big step for us. That was taking all of the servicing in-house. So previously we would originate a mortgage and then assign it to a bank who would then close, fund, and service the loan. We now have about $1.5 billion portfolio, and that'll grow by another $500 to $600 million this year. So I think by the end of the year, we'll be over $2 billion in our own servicing portfolio. HUD started a program about 6 or 7 years ago called RAD. It stands for Rental Assistance Demonstration. And it was essentially a creative way to get capital into public housing. And so it's converting public housing to Section 8. I won't go into the logistics of it, but essentially a lot of public housing, as I'm sure you can imagine, is in desperate need of repair and capital. And this program did that. And so we've really enjoyed working on it. And we've also been really active in Baltimore. And so in Baltimore, we helped finance 12 of the Baltimore RAD deals. And so it was several thousand units, several $100 million of capital going back into the city without displacing any of the residents, and really revitalizing those buildings. And we were a big part of that. And so being based in Baltimore and loving the city and being part of that has been meaningful. I think our values are long-term perspective, transparency, and relationships. So we're not in this for a quick buck. We've had clients that we call them clients, but it sometimes takes 10 years to get to the first deal. And so we're patient. We know that real estate projects don't come together overnight, and we're going to work with you at no cost until the deal closes. So our perspective is, if it doesn't work for you and the deal never closes, we never get paid.
What's one of the most valuable things that you learned from Margaret's tutelage?
The biggest thing is that it's not just the business. So it's sort of the collective whole of the employees. I get a little emotional thinking about it. But it's essentially taking care of your employees.
And she taught you that?
Yep.